Day, afternoon all. How we doing? Whew, we're in. Only just, to be fair, because up until about 11 o'clock this morning, I had no camera, so luckily I managed to fix it. I don't really know what was wrong. It was just a case of disconnecting it and reconnecting it all, really, and restarting all the software, and away she went. But took a while to work that out. But we're here, and we're having a look at Chris's radio again. Round 2. Right, so who we got in then? Let's have a look here. Let's stick live chat on. So it looks like we got Timothy in first. I don't know if Timothy was in first. Oh no, Matambly. Joe's in first. Good morning from Colorado. I think it's morning there still, isn't it? Hi, Timothy. Timothy's in. 18 degrees. Yeah, it's sort of cloudy here. It's sort of sunshine and cloud today here. So I'm not sure, it's not overly hot, but I've got the windows open today. Yeah, we were lucky to miss that heat wave. I know over in Europe it was really rough, wasn't it? So luckily we missed all of that. Rob's radio channel. Hi Rob, how are you? Chris is in. Morning, Chris. Or yeah, I think it's morning for you. Afternoon, Keith. And Christoph. Hi, Christoph. Michael Hyde's in. Nick Petronics. Afternoon, Nick. Fairly damp, Gloucestershire. Oh, you got some of our rubbish weather then, Nick. Aaron, how are you? Sunny afternoon in Penzance. Nice, lovely place down there. Afternoon, Tom and Susie. How are you? Mike Cass. Hi, Mike. Catching up. Dorf. Hi, Dorf. Rob's in. Rob Titheridge. Hi, Rob. Just catching up with everybody here. Benji's in. Afternoon, Benji. I was worried that you weren't coming in then. It's nearly. Bob Anderson. Hi, Bob. How are you? Torn yourself away from the Braun T1000. That's a beauty, that is. Bob, very nice radio. Afternoon, Multi. Sorry of that, Aaron. A lot of people have had the old squits this recently. Dave Hutchman, hi from Liverpool. Afternoon, Brett. What do you use to clean up capacitor leakage? Vinegar or isopropyl? I believe it's isopropyl for capacitors, isn't it? It's vinegar for batteries, I believe, Christoph. Thank you, Rob. Thanks very much, Rob's radio channel. John Hood, hi John. Andrew Littleboy, hi Andrew. Hope you're well, mate. Harb, how you doing, Harb? And Daniel's in. A rainy Hales Owen. Oh dear. Well, we got to finish recapping Chris's radio today, but I hopefully have had a little bit of success with a microscope as well. I don't know if you can see it over my shoulder here. If I move out of the way. I've actually got it in a different position and it seems to be working very well. So it's attached to the bench that my communications test set is on. So it's pretty stable and it will come right over and right on top of my work area, which is pretty good. I could do with pulling it forward a fraction, but I've had to take the feet off of the stand to clamp it to the table. Hi Ben, how are you? Yeah, I've had to take the feet off to clamp it to the table, but I'm not sure if my main camera will get this. Let's just go into that. So we got Chris's guts of his radio there, but if I zoom out a little bit to my messy bench, you can see I've got a test piece on the bench there, just down here. I can't remember what this is now. It's something I've ripped out of an old obsolete bit of kit. But it's got lots of microscopic SMD components on it, so the idea was to have a look at this under the camera from the scope live. So if I pull the scope across, it's very much a work in progress still, because I've got to tighten things up and mess about with little bits and pieces yet. I've not got quite the right angle here. The camera's all loose on the top here that you can see. That's not tightened up yet, but I've managed to sort this thing out. And then Les helped me with this yesterday. We were trying to work out what the hell was going on with this scope. I thought it can't be a lot wrong with it. I'm doing something wrong, and sure enough I was. So let's see if I can get the picture up on the screen. Get a little bit of light on the subject. So we've got a lovely picture there, look. Just the ticket. So let's zoom out a little bit. And try and work out where the focus is. Where is it? Up here? I don't know. So the problem I was having with this was that although you could see it, you could see a picture quite clearly, I couldn't physically see it in the scope through the actual lens. So how am I doing now? See, that's nearly focused for me now. Actually no, so you need to be down. So let me get myself focused on here. Well, that's me focused. That's got a good depth of field as well, but you're not focused now, so I just need to mess with this to get the camera focused. If I can get both of them focused at the same time, then... Okay, it's just gone past it. That looks like it about there. I don't know if my light's up full power or not. No, it is now. Okay. That looks focused for you. And it's focused for me. So if I zoom in and out, I zoom in there and just focus that. Does that come in focus for you? Yeah, it pretty much does, look. Oh, that's great. So I need to lock that camera off there somehow, and I've got to put the Allen keys back away again. I know it's a bit of a dark picture, but I think I need to maybe sort some more lighting out for it. Apologies for the rustling noises. I'm trying to find the Allen keys, which I probably haven't put the other. So I mean, what we want to be able to do is we want to zoom right out, really, because you can't really follow along if we're zoomed too far in. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, okay. It's still a little bit close, so maybe I need to sort of think of maybe a Barlow lens for the camera as well, just to get us a bit of a wider field of view. But we're looking at 85 quid for a Barlow lens for the camera. Seems a bit excessive, really. No, let's have a look. What angle am I on there? So I'm 180 degrees out with the camera. So that's where the camera should be. Let's line that up. The camera needs to be about there, I reckon. What's that, Andrew? The Barlow lens for the camera. So I reckon it's got to be about there. So if I can work out how to lock it off in that position. And at least when we're working on SMD stuff, you will be able to see what the hell I'm up to. Okay, so we've gone out of focus again. The problem is the focus moves the camera angle as well, look. So basically I've got to focus, get a decent focus, and I'm focusing on the components on the board there. So I need to lock that focus really. But the software still isn't working for the camera, so I've still got to work that out. I've got to try and download some more software for it. So I'll lock the focus there. Then line the camera up. Bit there, I reckon. And we're in business. Yes, okay. So there we are. I can show you bits and pieces through the camera now. I just, as I say, need probably, Rich has suggested a different type of light that comes in at an angle. So if I go back to my bench now, you can see I'm just lit by this ring light. It's not really powerful enough for that distance. You know, if I come down closer, then it gets more powerful, but I've got to mess about with the zoom and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah. So I've still got to get used to it. I'm not used to it yet by a long shot. So there you are. That's the latest on the camera. And it looks like that is usable. I just need to get me a Barlow lens, I think, to go in between the camera. You can't really see it, can you? So this is that zoom tube. I've now locked that in position. So I need something in there, I think, to just increase the, or decrease the magnification, just to give us a bigger depth of field. Then we're in business. So there you are. We're not going to need the microscope today, but I thought I'd show you how it's going, because you've all contributed and helped towards that. So that is an awesome bit of kit. So, and it does fold, if I can work out how to do it, neatly away over there. This little add-on, little dust cover. So yeah, brilliant. So thanks again to Rich for that, and to Rob for the camera, and to everybody else for all your contributions that help towards getting all the other bits for it. Right, that's the scope out the way, so we'll get rid of that. And let's crack on with Chris's Patrolman radio. Now, if you need to watch back week before last to get to grips with where we are on this, because last week we did the Nintendo, and myself and Mrs. Cruncher had a good old play with that last Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure now, but we had a good old play with that, and it's working great now. The owner's really chuffed that we managed to get it fixed, so brilliant stuff. Let's catch up with the chat. Rich A, hi Rich. Rush Sunday dinner to get there in time. And Robert Head, hi Rob. Just catch up with it. Can anyone tell you why your temperature controlled soldering iron only gets hot on the side of the soldering iron tip instead of the tip? What soldering iron is it, Aaron? I was at a tip on Friday. Someone's been in a vintage 386 SX. I remember those. You put it in the, what are you going to do with it, Andrew? Are you going to restore it? You're getting a circle on your screen. You need to refresh then, Rob. Yeah, I've got some of a Barlow lens for my telescope. Don's old radio shed. Hi, afternoon to you, or evening to you, Don. How you doing, mate? Exmouth. We got an Exmouth here in Devon. Your bus at a roadside camp. Nice. No worries, Don. Cheers for joining us, mate. Anyway, 1080p, Aaron. Whoa. Well, broadcasting in 1080p, so should be really nice. Yeah, thanks for that, Aaron. Pulled the Doom bar out, Timothy. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to get the finger inside me in a minute. Dave Tipton, how are you, David? Welcome from down under. Mick McGinn, hi Mick. Your iron is a perceiver. Is it one with the element in the actual tips, Aaron, or is it one with the element in the body of the soldering iron? Hi Derek Cooper, how are you, mate? He's using your Z80s. Finger remarks. Well, I'm just telling the truth. I'm having the bishop's finger today. Just special, because I know Dids and Co get disappointed if I don't have the finger on a Sunday, so here it is. And once again, got the old bishop's finger ready to get in. Ready for insertion. I am thirsty, as I say. It's a bit of a lastminute.com today. I was in real panic trying to get the main camera, which is the one you're actually looking at now. It's a 4K professional Panasonic video camera with a Leica lens. It's a cracking bit of kit, but God, isn't it complex to work? God. I'm sure BBC filmmakers, etc., would be fine with it, but old Radiocruncher, not so much. I can get it to do roughly what I want, but it's a bit of a pain. You believe the element is in the shaft of the iron. It comes with a heat gun, I take it you mean? Yeah, it could be a dodgy connection, Aaron, that's not heating up properly, perhaps. Ha, Joe. I believe there's a Cornwall in the US. Good afternoon, Derek Taffman. And Russ, how you doing, Russie? And Derek? You're joining you. You're going to have the finger as well, Russie. Excellent. A double finger. Cheers, everybody. Not a bad drop, that. Not a bad drop. If anyone's wondering what the finger's all about, it is actually what they call the old-fashioned signpost. Look, you can just see it on the top. They call those old signposts the bishop's finger. But yeah, I wouldn't like to get the signpost inside me, but certainly I can get the bishop's finger in me, no problem at all. It goes down a treat. Oh, the innuendos are endless, aren't they? We've got to be done. You've got to have the finger on a Sunday, really. You're hoping for a box from me soon. You will get a box soon. A very full box. I've managed to pick you out a couple of nice boxes in work, Chris. So I'm hoping to do a mass shipping to you. It's going to be heavy. That's the only thing. I'm just concerned that it's going to get damaged. Where's Sean? I'm not sure where Sean is today. I have spoke to him in the week. Some tropical heat this week. I know we're supposed to be having a heat wave coming. Heat storm, heat wave. We're fine, thanks, Derek. You've been drinking it for years and you didn't know that. Bishop's finger, yeah. It's actually a name for a signpost. I did wonder what the hell was going on when I first had one. I thought, what the hell? What on earth is the bishop's finger? I thought it's a bit rude, but not. It's not. So if we Google the bishop's finger, we come up with this. You see, this is what's traditionally known as a bishop's finger. These signposts here, that. So that is really what is a bishop's finger. That's not the original sort of bishop's finger. Bishop's finger's got like a pointed bit on the end. It doesn't seem to have a pointed bit, does it? The traditional bishop's finger. Yeah, well that's what a bishop's finger is anyway. The old signpost. Welcome back, Rob. Where have you been now? Yeah, the bishop's finger is a signpost. They just named the beer after the signpost. Takes its name from ancient signpost pointing pilgrims to the shrine of Thomas a Becket at Canterbury Cathedral. So there you are. That's your bit of useless facts for the day. Fingers going in nicely as well. Cheers, everybody. You're going to send some bishop's finger to me. I'm never turned down the finger. Always good to accept the finger, Rob. Oh, it's over in Wales. You go to go or something, isn't it? Yeah. Derek will tell us what it is. I can't even pronounce it. It's over in Wales. You had your dinner, did you? Nice. Anyway, we're back. We're back on the on the path of recapacitation. So say you'll have to go back 2 weeks to have a look at the start of this. So far, we've just done two of the main caps up here. And we've done the ones in the amplifier section. So we're coming across into the IF section here. It doesn't appear to be, well, there's one up the top here. There's random ones scattered around. But it's a lot of caps in this thing. So we've still got a lot to do. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't think I counted that one. 13. Still got 14 caps to do, I can see. There's any hidden on the other side of the board. No, good design then. They've not had to botch anything on the back of the board. I've got a capacitor down there. That's not too bad, is it? Not too bad. Normally you see lots of resistors and stuff hashed on the back where they got the design slightly wrong. But one little tiny ceramic cap and that's all. So this is a lovely little radio. I mean, those of you that saw it in one piece will I'm sure, agree with me. See if we can get the thing working all back together. So I'm going to turn everything on. Me desoldering tool. Bench is in a bit of a mess because I've had to pull everything out to get to that microscope and fit it in, and everything's all askew at the moment, so bear with me. It's a work in progress. Bits of cardboard and all sorts going on here. Michael Rick, hi Michael. Danish, how you doing, Danish? I think I've got this camera here logged back. Oh, that's a bit. You just got the top of me head. Top of me head. Oh, that's better. That'll do. I can sort of sit and do this and talk to you at the same time then. Right. Stuff everywhere here at the moment. Even got paintbrushes up here. Look, what were we doing last week where I needed a paintbrush? Let's just turn that camera off a minute. Because I've got the wires for the desoldering tool underneath. I really, really need to spend some time and get this room cleared, but I'm not going to have a lot of chance this week because it's mentally busy in work. So I'm on the old overtime this week to try and help out. This is a problem. Going back to work doesn't give me as much time as I used to have fixing stuff. But you know, needs must and all that. Right, yeah, that's good now. I can get that in and out without burning anything. Maybe paintbrush just in case. Using that to paint the outside walls. I can't remember why it's up here. I think we did something last week, didn't we? Okay. What tip have we got in? Yeah, we've got the right soldering iron tip. Right temperature. We got soldering here. I've got one light not on, look. I thought it was looking a bit dark in here. Let's put another light on. Because I've disconnected the light to plug something else in, no doubt. That's better. That's betterer. I think we were dusting a lot with a paintbrush. Ah, that's right, for the Nintendo, wasn't it? It was for the Nintendo. That's what we were using it for. It was the Nintendo. As I say, we had great fun playing Pac-Man last Sunday evening. I got it set up on the telly downstairs. Right, I think we are nearly ready for some sucking. So let's make a start down here. So lots of capacitor bingo to come today. What's this one? I can't remember whether these were marked on the board or not. Yeah, looks like a negative is marked. And what's this one then? This is, oh, a 1 microfarad. Smells a bit funny, that one. 1 at 16 volts. For some reason, they seem to just make 1 at 50 volts these days. Let's pop that one in. So yeah, we've had some pretty horrendous weather this week. I mean, I'm still in the process of trying to paint the outside of the house as well. There's so many jobs on at the moment. I've got about 500 radios to sort out for Chris, which I will do, Chris, don't panic. Some more boxes will be coming your way as soon as I can, mate. Right. I think, what should we do? Should we test them one at a time, or shall we do a few and test a few? I think we'll do a batch. We'll do these 4 here and test them. Then we know what part of the circuit they came out if we get a dodgy one. What's this one here? Where's that one soldered to? Looks like it's soldered that way. Capacitor bingo. Everyone loves to drop a bingo. You start off with an Amstrad 86286. Well, I remember with my Amiga back in the day, and the old bulletin boards. Can you remember those? I used to do a lot on my Amiga. I used to do, I actually had some great software for that. But I did ditch the Amiga for an IBM PC. Windows 3.1, I believe it was. 33 at 10 volts. 33 at 10 volts. 33 at 25. Yeah, that was my first PC, and then I just upgraded and upgraded. But I never used the PC for gaming. A lot of people, I mean, back when they first came out, they were nowhere near as good for gaming as the consoles. So that's when I bought the Mega Drive, I think, because I used to use the Amiga all the time for gaming. But once I sold the Amiga to buy the PC, I lost the ability to do my gaming, which I used to miss. I used to enjoy that. That's back in the days when the games were not as complex as they are these days. Nice easy platformers and shoot 'em ups. These days there's a lot of strategy games and all that sort of stuff, which you need a lot of time for that sort of game. TRS 80 saving to cassette. Yeah, the old Commodore 64 and the VIC-20 used to have to save to cassette. If you were very rich, you could afford a proper floppy disk drive for them, but they were like mega money. Only the rich and famous could afford those back in the day. Us teenagers had no chance. Where's this one too? Where's this one too? It's certainly there. See that one? No? Yeah. No. How it's right in underneath there, I bet. Yeah. So that's a bit bigger. What's that? Something at 50 volts. Is that 0.47? No, it can't be. .47 or 470? Where's my eyes? .47. It's definitely .47 MFD. 0.47 MFD. Is that a 470? This is the question. I'm going to have to test this one. So I don't know what this is. So it's either a 0.47, in which case this won't measure it. Doesn't like the low value caps, or it's a 470. I don't know. No, 0.5. So it is a 0.47. It is a 0.47. Now that's a weird size. I'm going to go deep to get one of those. I think it's either, it might be in this one. 0.22, 0.47, there we go. Not a particularly common capacitor size, but they are about in a lot of stuff. All right, Timothy, yeah. Yas, hi Yas, how are you? Yeah, we all did the same, Chris. We all chopped our... I mean, my Commodore 64 went for the Amiga. So when the Amiga came out, everybody wanted an Amiga. It took me a while to be able to afford one, but lovely bit of kit. Resolution was so much better, but you lost a lot of that enjoyment of programming your own stuff, because the Amiga was above my head as far as programming went. Let's resolder all the stuff I desoldered. What was that? The capacitor, I think. I need to make sure that one's soldered back in properly. Seems to be. Okay, one more to do. This large one here. What's it there? No, there. There. Yes. So it's fun trying to work out where they are on the other side of the board, isn't it? There are some little tricks you can do to do that. If you just grab it between your finger and thumb, you can normally pinpoint it on the back of the board, doing it like that. You can reach it. 220 at 10 volts. .220 at 10 volts, Rubicon. Okay, I've spotted one more that we've got to do, and that's that big one in there. Cut the legs off that last one. Underneath everything. Yeah, we've just got one more to do, and then we'll test these. This one here. That's a bit of a botch up there. How bizarre is that? What's going on there? Very strange what they've done there, look. Not their greatest day, I don't think. So I'm just looking at the Unicorn cap in front. And it looks like there's a wire coming up from the board, looping through. Then they've soldered another wire onto the top of this bit here as a ground. Random. Yeah, very random. Let's have a look at this then. Okay. So that looks like they've looped the leg of the capacitor up and then back down. Very strange. Strange. And you can see it's glued with that horrible glue that goes all conductive, and very nice over the years. To cut that off. There she blows, right. So it looks like I've got to do some jiggery pokery with the wire on this one as well then. So what's this? Is a 470. Where is it? There and there. Right, okay. Let's get that one out. The camera's going to focus, is it? Yes, it is. So it looks like it's there. And there. One, yeah, and is it that one? There she blows. Yes, afternoon to you, mate. Definitely looks factory. So you see they've gone sort of gone up with the leg and then back down again to give a loop to connect the other wire to. Why don't they just poke them both down the same hole? So 470 at 10 volts, and that's an axial. Let's have a look at what we've got. Or 70. Voltage, these look pretty high voltage, 25 volt. Look at these, 16 volt. There's one down there, 40 volt. Yeah, not overly keen on that particular cap. Let's get a fish A one and put in there. Which side is which? Looks like that's negative. That way round. So. So what the hell are we going to do with this? Are we going to do it a bit neater than they did it? I don't know about bending it in a squiggly wiggly. Didn't bend that very well, didn't I? That's her. And that one's got to go and join onto there. We've got plenty of room now because we've got a much shorter cap, so should be a lot easier this time. Joe French, good afternoon. Oh, good morning from California. Very nice. Hi, Barry. DOS, I remember messing about with DOS. You stopped programming when the Commodore 64 left? Yeah, exactly the same. 0.22s. I do have some 0.22s in here, Christoph, but they are quite, they're not very common, are they? The only reason I got those in, I think, is because the 2001D uses them. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to solder this capacitor in first, straighten it all up, and then connect that other wire to the... So that's actually the positive, isn't it? I thought that was a ground, but that's actually the positive. This is a positive ground machine, isn't it? That's why. It's definitely the right way around, because that's a negative. We'll scrape that off. That's the negative, and that's the positive. So the positive was going to that can. Bizarre. But that's how it is. Let's get that soldered up. Apologies if I'm in a bit close, but I know you'd like to see what's going on, what's happening. Right, it's positive ground, this radio. Straighten it up, make it look pretty. I think we'll tuck that wire in underneath. And grab it and pull it back out through. Yeah, she was a bit shook up yesterday, Jess, but still doing well. I've only got the one left now, so I think that's going to be all right, isn't it? Just hooked around that leg. Get a blob of solder on that. That should be fine. There. That's better, isn't it? That's better. Martin, how are you? One eye here and the other on the Glasgow cycling. Good luck to him. God, it's hellish windy here yesterday, Nick. It was unbelievably windy. Okay, so it looks like we are done on that little cluster there. They're all done. So let's go and test those. We've already tested the 0.47, so we won't do that one again. Let's do, first of all, the big 470 that we just pulled out, shall we? So if you want to have a guess, 470 at 10 volts. Mrs. Cruncher's okay. She's not been in the best of of health recently for some reason. A bit under the weather, but fingers crossed she is getting better, Rob, so thanks for asking. So yeah, 470 at 10 volts then. Place your bets now. Well, I have another slip of the finger. Sip of the finger. Cheers again, everybody. David Hutchman, hi David. Andy B, how you doing, Andy? Oh, lots of thinking it's going pretty high. Some saying low. Thomas has gone low. Thanks, Aaron. Mike Cass has gone low. They can go low. You tend to find that the ones that the tops of bulges have gone low. Bulges? Bulged even. Where's the goat? He needs to come in, doesn't he? He needs to be here with me, keeping an eye. Stop me saying stupid things. Oh dear. How are we doing? VT Radio, hi. From Northern Vermont. Welcome, Paul. Good to see you in there, mate. So we're just having a guess as to what value this capacitor is likely to achieve on the ESR meter. It's an old Unicon axial 10 volt 470 microfarads. So in a perfect world it should read sort of plus or minus 20% of 470. You'll have to do the maths on that to work that out. David's having a go 540. Thanks, Rob. Let's do it. Are we all done? Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Whoa, David's 5 out. Look at the ESR on that one though, 2.5. That one's knackered. That's a technical term. No, is it David, or have we got someone else that's closer? 525 for Brett. 560. 558. I think it's David. I think it's David. David Tipton. Winner, winner. I think. Unless anyone else has seen anything that I've missed, which is highly likely. So yeah, that ESR should be below 1. So that has done it. I've not caught David's last video yet. I've not caught his last video yet. So yeah, that one's had it. And the next one then, 220. 220, another Unicon. Not unicorn, Unicon. David, winner, winner. 220 next, 10 volts. They're all very close to the battery voltage, aren't they? I don't know what sort of voltage it achieves in this area of the set. It might be a lot lower than that, but there we are, 220, 10 volts. 230, 225. Yeah, it's had it, that one. So I'm pretty sure that's in the IF section, so that would have pulled it down, no doubt. Desensitized the radio a little bit, although it did sound pretty good, didn't it, when we tried it? Just needed a bit of a service. And it was pretty scary taking the dial cord off, I can tell you. You do not want to be doing that. 255, David. Fingers crossed. Could he do the double? Can he do the double? Dave Rhodes, how you doing, Dave? 260, Dorf 299. Yeah, the electrics in some electrical equipment is quite forgiving. I mean, this worked, didn't it? Even with dodgy caps in it, but it should just work better. The problem is if you have a radio for a long amount of time, over the ages, the radio gets less and less sensitive, but you get used to it and you don't realize it. And then once you get a new set of caps in it, you'd be surprised, especially like the amplifier boards in the hacker range. I mean, everybody says, oh, you know, don't change your caps, they don't need doing, all the rest of it. But you do notice a difference in the sound once they've been done. Davey C, welcome. 255's taken. Oh, David. You're going to have to choose again, David. You've doubled up. You've doubled up with Martin. 265. That could be a lucky swap, David. You never know. Could be a lucky swap. Shall we do it? Let's push the button. Ooh, another bad one. 298. So it's nearly 300 with a very high ESR. Unless my meter's knackered again, of course. 299. Who was that? Dorf. Gotta be Dorf. No one can be closer than Dorf, surely. It's Dorf. Dorf. Winner, winner. But yeah, another knackered cap. You do find that these grey ones are pretty bad usually. Didn't stop it working though, did it? But it would have certainly affected the gain. Right, next one is 33 microfarads next. 33 at 10 volts. Actually, what we'll just double check is I'm just going to pop another cap on. Let's just pop, say, one of these green ones on. I'm just going to check that the machine is working okay, because sometimes if the ESR readings are high, it means we've got a dodgy cable or a poor battery. Now, I know we did redo the cables on this one, didn't we? And fit a new battery. So let's just test a brand new 100 microfarad a minute. Well, it's reading an ESR of 1, but it's a rubbish cap. Let's try a slightly better one. That's reading 1 as well. Let's try a good quality cap. Let's find a Nichicon 220. So 220 should certainly be below 1, but it's not going to be now, is it? Yeah, okay. So yeah, the meter's right. I just wanted to double check that really, just so as we're not giving out the wrong information, but yeah, okay. Those caps were kaput. So our 33 then at 10 volts. Still placing bets for that. Not that we condone gambling and all the rest of it, but you know, it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. Just turn that around a bit so it doesn't blow the camera out. Handy meters to have these. They don't show leakage as such. You can connect it up to your computer, and no, you can't on this one. No, it's the other one you can connect to the computer and do curve tracing on transistors. But yeah, this doesn't really show leakage, although it's a good indication if the ESR's gone high that it's leaky. $33.33 recurring, is it, Nick? 165, David. What it could be? David Hutchman. You'd like to change your answer, David? Oh dear. Yeah, nearly bang on, Dwarf. Is Dwarf going to do the double? 77.7. Yeah. There's no... It's just for fun. Right, let's try it then. 33. Here we go. Oof. Again, a high ESR. You can tell by the tone. If it beeps twice, normally that's a good capacitor. One beep is not so good, and it goes if it's like really bad. 48.87, so pretty much 49. Who have we got then? Who is in for 49 or thereabouts? 45, Timothy 47, Andy B 48. Andy B 48, have we got any advances on 48? I think it's Andy B. I think it's, oh hang on, Bob Anderson. Oh no, 39, not 49. I thought you had a 49 then, Bob. No, it looks like it's Andy B at 48, unless anyone's seen different. Christoph is saying. No, he's retracted that. I think it is Andy B. Well done, Andy. 0.87 out. You've got to do some chores, VT, but you'll leave this on in the background. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks for keeping with us. So our last cap in this first section. Well, actually, it's in the last section of the IF, isn't it? It's the, yeah, it's the last section of the IF. So this is, we've got the earlier section IF ones to do next. So this next one is a 1 at 50 volts. No, sorry, not 50 volts. 16 volts. A 1 at 16 volts. Bit of an unusual size, but then it is an old radio. 1 at 16 volts then. It's a different brand, I think, this one as well. So it looks like a YDB. YDB. YDB? YDB. So 1 microfarad. Well done, Andy. You do tend to find that these lower value ones do have a higher ESR, but that is perfectly normal. I assume it's something in the construction process can't get the ESR low enough on the lower value caps. Probably because they're tighter wound or something like that, that's bad. How are we doing? How are we doing? I think it's just the lower value. I take it they've got to pack them tighter for the lower values, or I don't know. I know nothing about capacitor. I've got this big bag in my head now. This looks a bit strange coming out of the side of my head, doesn't it? I look a bit like the Elephant Man. I need to sort that out, don't I? That don't look so great, does it? Bag out the head, that's better, a little bit. Multi at 1.49, right, let's do it. 20 for Aaron, could be. Oh, wow, no, that's not right. That's a massive ESR on that one. That's nearly a short circuit, that one. So we had 1.33. Nick did 3.33 just now, but what's he got? 1.5. Let's go start from the top. So 1.5 is the best so far by Dwarf. Anybody down in the 1.4s or below? 1.49 for Multi. Multi's lowest. Multi just pipped it from Dwarf by 0.01. AD came in. I pushed the button. AD. I don't know if I can accept that. AD would have been bang on, pretty much. I'll let you fight that out amongst yourselves. Do we count AD's result because there is a lag on the video? But yeah, that one is knackered. It's a technical term for that. Right, onwards. Let's get some more done. Let's get some more done. And we need to get another beer underway very shortly because that one's disappeared very quickly. I could be peaking early work tomorrow, so don't usually have a lot to drink now on a Sunday, but you never know. If it's the right weather, you've got to do it. Okay, so that was like the later sections of the IF by the looks of it into the AF section, the audio. So we're coming back now into the earlier stages. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this area to do. 3, 6, 7, yeah. So we'll do these 7, I think, and then stop and test them. And then we've only got a couple left after that, I think. One's up in the RF section, and one is off of one of the tone controls. Was that the volume? Yeah, because we got a bit confused as to what was squelch and what was volume last week, didn't we? Time for bed. David, thanks for joining us, mate, and keep up the good work with your videos. Brilliant. I'm sure you all subscribe to David, but if you don't, then you need to. It's a con, AD. It's a con. We need. Where's Theo when we need him to put set a line in the sand? Theo's my linesman. Pops a line in the sand for me. Catch you soon, David. Anyway, mate, have a good week. Well, let's get this one at the back done first. Oh no, it's right underneath all this wax and everything here. Why have they waxed this section up here? It's just to stop these wires touching. Can you see they've waxed the board there? So that cap is underneath this lump of wax. No. Right, let's just see if I can pinpoint roughly where it is. It might be just off to the side of it, but no, it's smack bang underneath this. Smack bang underneath this red and blue wire by the looks of it. The joys of it all. See if we can pick that out then. Get the hardest one done first and the rest are easy, that's what I say. Literally it's right in underneath there somewhere. One of these. It's going to be really messy. It's going to make my soldering iron stink. And we're going to have to wax it back down again to make sure that this lot doesn't come into contact with the dial cord. Although I can't say much about the ones over here because they are touching the dial cord. Wire cord? What's a wire cord? So we get as much of it out as we can manually. I've got some more wax that we can use to glue it back down again. The problem if you leave the wax on and try soldering, all the wax goes into your solder joint and it gets a little bit messy. Oh, I like it, Timothy. Very good. What do you guys think of those green caps? Which green caps? Do you mean the poly caps? Which ones do you mean, Aaron? Use hot air rather than your iron. Yeah, I can use hot air and a cotton bud to get rid of most of it. That's a good call. That's a good call, lady, to be honest. So I get it does run all over the board when you heat it up with the hot air. And over here, yeah, you can sort of roughly see what I'm up to. I'm just picking away at this, trying to get as much of it off the board as I can. There's a lot of it. I've got a nice little lump forming there, look. Yeah, I don't know what sort of wax it is. Is it beeswax? It's not candle wax for sure. It does feel like beeswax. Right, let's see if we can find an old cotton bud. Pop the hot air on. £100 degrees. It shouldn't melt the plastic on the wires, but it's just enough to melt the wax. Taking care not to melt the dial cord, Graham. It's better. Right. So now where are we? I really don't know. I'm going to try hitting it with the soldering iron first because I've got a little bit more control over the soldering iron. Is it there? Yeah, that's one. That's the other one. Okay, first time. First time lucky. Alright, let's get in with the desoldering tool. Very close to the dial cord. Oh, don't get shaky now, Graham. Don't get the shakes now. That's hellish close to that dial cord. Flippin' heck. Right. There he is. Wibbly wobbly. How about that? First time. So -4. That's another 1 at 16 volts. So the last one was pretty poorly, wasn't it? Let's cut another one of these off. Another Worth. Good German caps. Probably made in China, but they are German, so you think the quality control would be pretty good. Okay, solder that one in. Aaron, earwax. What? Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit dodgy. German model locos are amazingly accurate. You're betting whatever Multi says. Right, we're going in. This one is mega close to the good old dial cord, so I'll be mega careful here. But I'm going to put my goggles on just to make 100% sure. So I do not want to be going back in here again afterwards. Could hear the dial cord twanging there as I was working in that area. Right, okay, that's done. Let's rearrange these wires back down then. So they were there. That one was in there. That was across there, and these two were down in there as well. So everything was down like that. It's a nice little patchwork jobby. And this big lump of wax was over the top. So if I do that, we'll use my old soldering iron. Just heat that up and get it down to low temperature. Just melt that in so it just holds them wires down on the board. Here we are. Might give it a little blast with the hot air just to make sure it's done in underneath. But I say I'm really close to that dial cord. That'll be it. There we are, good as new. Never know I've been in there, look. Whew. Right, time to get some more beer inside me. No more finger. We're going with the Black Sheep Brewery, which is one of my favourite brands. Milk Stout from the Black Sheep Brewery. Very nice. This is some good stuff here. Rich, creamy and dark. World Beer Awards England winner, look. 2022. Oh, in 2019 International Brewing Awards Gold. So this has won some awards, this one. And I'm not surprised, it's very nice. So it's going in. Mr. Zog's Sex Wax. Oh, yeah, I can remember my brother putting that on his board. We wondering what the hell it was. Go and pour that all over the bench now. Looking at the chat and not pouring. Look, I've spilt some beer now. That's sacrilege. The beer gods will punish me for that. It smells nice though. God, it's good stuff. It's good stuff, people. You gotta believe me. I don't know. I still haven't got a beer sponsor. You'd think I'd get a beer sponsor for now, for all the amount of beer I've shown on the show, wouldn't you? But no. If anybody's related to any brewers, then just, you know, give them the nod. Mr. Cruncher needs a supply of beer, which he'll happily review every week. No problem. Goat time, yes. You probably actually would like to have a taste of that, wouldn't you? Some finger for me, Rob. Thank you, mate. Yeah, that is really nice. Shame I spilt a thimbleful on the desk, but you know. So cheers, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, give it a thumbs up. Chris, for the caps. Yeah. Right, how are we doing? How are we doing? That's that one done. Now I don't know where that one went. It was on the bench here. Oh, there it is. Make sure we keep those to one side so we can test them in a minute. Let's go through. So we've got another one there. There's that one too. That looks like it's going across that wire there. Rob's got me. He's going to finger me up, isn't he? He's going to finger me right up. He's going to fully finger me. That doesn't sound right at all, does it? It doesn't sound right. Now, I did spot where that one was just a second ago. I think it's in there. There's one. There's the other one. He's gonna fill me full of fingers. Graham, stop it. That's enough now. 25 volts. Is that 33 or 3.3? I think that's 3.3. 3.3. 3.3. Wow. A bit different, isn't it? 4.7. I have to go deep for a 3.3. 3.3 is in here. 0.47, 0.22. No. 3.3, here we go. Oh, let's go with a Panasonic FC. 3.3, 50 volts, 105 degree rated. Nice. Nice cap. Nice cap. Let's go in that way. So I've got to be careful, there's a lot of wires here attached to this same area. Don't be releasing any of those. Let's see, we have got a schematic for this, but it's not brilliant. I'd love the original SAMs for this one. That's unusual. We've got a cut trace down here that looks to have been deliberately cut. I wonder why that is. We got a botch wire there as well. What's going on here? Yeah, deliberately cut trace. Unusual. So a look. Where are we? We need to be here. See if I can find it under the microscope. Left a bit, right a bit. Yeah. Well, look at that. Someone has cut the trace there. Just in there. What's all that about then? You know, is that factory? Is that a factory botch? Sandra, how you doing? Techie problems with YouTube app. Ben's sorted it now, back online. Oh, well done. Back from your pancakes, very nice, Christoph. Yeah, it's a botch, isn't it, Timothy? I mean, there's another botch in underneath here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it by this, underneath this wheel here. Just in through there. There's another botch where it looks like there's a, looks like they've messed up a trunk. I can't get you at the right angle for that, unfortunately. But yeah, there you are. The old microscope came in handy for looking at that, didn't it? So yeah, if I get you in underneath that wheel, this one here. You can't really see, but just in underneath there, it looks like there's a bit of a botch wire going on in there. Well, you can't really see it there because I'm a bit far away, but yeah, not great. You got your voice back, Sandra. Christian, how you doing? Factory flux inside the cut. Well spotted, Christian. Yeah. It's been done very roughly. Not very neat, if it is factory. I mean, it looks, that's to me is a lifted pad. So someone's lifted the pad and then they've stretched the resistor wire across. So would that be factory as well? It looks like it could well be. Surprising what you find when you start digging, isn't it, and getting up close with stuff. Interesting. Still don't like this. All this wire here that's touching the dial cord. Look, I'm really not happy with this. What can we do though? All of this wire here is touching the dial cord. All of it. Look. We really needed something right in there to clamp it down. Yeah, it's been rubbing on these wires. I can see little grooves in the wires where it's been rubbing. Well, that's up here as well. It's rubbing. Look, dial cord's rubbing everywhere on wires. How bizarre. There's a lot of point-to-point wiring on this, though. There's a bit of a rat's nest, isn't it, on the back of the board? Bit more earwax. Yeah, you can't really see it on the normal camera, but you certainly can on the microscope. It's just here, the cut. Just up there, look, where the tip of the... So it's cut across there. So we've got a transistor in there because we've got base collector emitter on the back of the board. So it's on this one here. So it's probably that they probably made a mistake when they did the print on that track, and they've rectified it by separating the track. So I suspect those components weren't supposed to be joined together. They realised they made a mistake when they did the screen print and made the board, so they've done a factory bodge and just chopped it back off again. You imagine if they'd done 100,000 of these radios and every single one had to be manually chopped. Think of the labour that would have cost. I'm sure they weren't very happy with that. Be interesting if anyone else has got one of these to just compare that and see if yours has been cut as well. Zip strip the wires. They are clamped together. They're actually, they've got like lacing, plastic lacing on them, Keith. But you can see how close that they are touching this dial cord. You know, it is literally touching. I need to get them, squash them down on the board somehow. In places they've done this, you see, they've put like a strap across with insulation and squished the wires underneath it to keep them down. But something like that would be good. Yeah. I could mass hot glue them down. That might be a good call, actually. But as I say, they're rubbing up here as well. You see up here, where this dial cord goes across them here, it's rubbing. You can see the plastic, little bit of tie they've used to lace them together. So it's touching here as well. What can you do? Cutting traces all day, yeah. Bit of Captain won't be enough, Joe, unfortunately. They really are bundled together tight, so you need something to really squash them down on the board. I think the only thing is hot glue. That might do it. Hot glue and squash it down with a wet finger. So they've used wax in places to keep them down, but this is too big a bundle for wax. Wax wouldn't hold those. So they've used wax for the ones down here that I've redone down here. That was waxed in, but seems a bit of a botch for what is a very nice radio. But they must have known what they were up to back in the day, and this is probably norm back in the... What did we say this was? 60s, 70s? I can't remember the dates on it now. Okay, let's crack on because we're going to be behind schedule else. Next one is this one here, and that one looks a bit skewy. It's in there, I think, somewhere. Right. The next one, I think it could be that one, and that one. No, that one then. That one. It's like Russian roulette trying to find which one it is. There it is, I've got it now. Dear oh dear. What have we got here then? We have got 10 at 10 volts. 10 at 10. 10, 10. Do we do it again? No, I really am short of 10s now. I bought 210 microfarad Nijicons years ago, and no, 2000, sorry. I think I've used them all now. You do get a price break if you buy large amounts. Can make them quite a bit cheaper, especially when you're fixing radios for people. You need to get the best price you can, otherwise you pass in that extra expense on to the customer. That's 10 microfarads at 16 volts. Just resolder the ones I've desoldered, trying to find the correct one. That one, that one, that one. I'm getting there. Looking good. Let's do that one next. That's right in beside. Oh, that was really close to. That's really close to the dial cord there. Look, it's right underneath there. Right underneath that dial cord there. Whoa, that's going to be tricky. Where is it though? Because it can't be those two. It's got to be one of these. It's not that one. It's that one. Do not slip, Graham. That was bloody close. Could almost feel the heat of the iron on the dial cord there. Stressful. Doesn't look it from the top, does it? It looks nice and I've really stretched out. Is this another 0.47? Look. That's unusual. That's unusual. It's not even marked on the board, that one. This makes you think it's in the wrong place. That's bizarre. So I think someone might have made a cock up here because again, we'll get the microscope in quickly. Just quickly show you if we can get it on. And find the switch. Where are we? Where are you? You're there somewhere. So we need to be there. Where's my finger? Come on, there we are. There we are. Okay. So I'm a bit close in. So apologies for that. I don't know if I can zoom out a little bit. I can zoom out a bit, but I'll have to just refocus. So if you look here, here's our capacitor that I've just desoldered. Apologies because I'm moving the microscope about a little bit. So there's a capacitor that I've just desoldered, look. But if you look at the markings on the board, that's the hole for the resistor. in there, and this is where the capacitor should have gone. Look. So what are they like? What is going on there? That's not a capacitor, that's a resistor. Yeah. Welcome, Ben. How you doing? That's bizarre, isn't it? So yeah, they've swapped the resistor and the capacitor. That's actually got a dry joint as well. Or they cut that as well. Hey, what's going on there? Yeah. There's some factory bodging going on here. I don't know what's going on. Well, let's get that one replaced. There, what was that again? Did I say 0.47 at 50 volts? There's bodging afoot. That is a botch. Soon be time for some more capacitor bingo. Get your marker pens ready. So I'm going to go in underneath the dial cord with a solder here. So I'm going to put a bit of flux on, just re-solder that dodgy resistor connection there. Let's get the eyes on. So that's joined to both those tracks. I need to just make sure that that's not open circuit there. So I'm just going to put it on the old beeper for now. So I'm just going to double check that that is connected to there. Which it is, and that's connected to there, which it is. Not connected to there. Okay. All good. Snip the ends off. Okay. Okay, another 3 to do in this area. Let's do this one next. Underneath some more wire. It doesn't look like it's been worked on, Rob, to be fair. It's got to be factory. Very strange. Just one of those things. I don't know whether these would have been hand assembled. I suppose they would have back then, wouldn't they? Someone would have had to go along and put the pieces in bit by bit, would they? I don't know. What's even more dreadful is the SWO. It could be an error, Keith. I think we've got maybe a couple errors, haven't we, with that other one? So, is this a 33 or a 3.3? Let's have a look. That's actually a 33 this time. So we've got another one there. That one too. Is that way? That's sort of 45 degrees. Stop work because the design is completely, yeah. A stop work order. Okay, right. Okay, that's that one. I bet your life is going to be down there, isn't it? There's a lot of wires here in the way. Try not to burn them. It's not impossible to not burn them, but it's damn difficult. Okay, we've got another 3.3. Another 3.3. Let me just double check. 3.3. It's very confusing when they put 3.3s and 33s together, isn't it? I know I've done it. I've made the mistake in the past. I'm sure you have put a 33 in instead of a 3.3. So Benji up to today? Benji's a bit quiet today, isn't he? What are you up to, Benji? Anything exciting? Are you selling any stuff? Do you need to advertise any of your stuff for sale, Benji? What's going on? We haven't heard from Benji, really. Or have I just been ignoring his chats? Hey! There's Harvey's in. Afternoon, Harvey. And Ben and Sandra. Thank you very much for the tip. Oh, Benji is there. Silkscreen is not always correct. Yeah, dead right there, Benji. Don't pay the ransom. Right, okay, we are getting there. We are getting there. Some good progress on this today. We should be able to get it recapped today, I reckon. With just like literally 2 or 3 left to go. We're on a capping mission. It's always a bit risky recapping a radio like this that I'm not used to working on. I should have taken loads of pictures, but I haven't. I'm relying on my footage from the videos to help me put this thing back together, because it's going to take a lot of putting back together, this one, I can tell you. It's another 3.3. Another 3.3. They love their 3.3s, don't they? Right, I think that's all the capacitors done in that section now. So all of the IF section is all done. I can only see 2 more caps. One is here by the volume potlet, and the other one is up here in the RF section up by this switch. So I think there's only 2 left. So let's get these on the ESR meter now, and let's see what sort of performance we're going to have from these. 2, 4, 6, 7. So lower caps done. Now what have I done with my machine? Have I chucked it on the floor? Probably. Well, there it is up there. I put the old masky on it. Right, let's get down, eyes down and looking then. Another bout of capacitor bingo. So let's have a look what we got coming up first. We've got a 33 then, 33 at 10 volts. These are all these unicorn things again, not great. $33 at 10 volts. Aston's in. How you doing, Aston? How's the old new workshop doing? Oh, you're cleaning your workshop, Benji. Come and clean mine when you're finished. Spaghetti? You've thrown your mate. They always come to visit you when it's a live stream time, don't they, Harvey? What's the matter with them? You need to put a no entry sign on the door. Live stream in progress. So 33 microfarads. We got Ben and Sandra in competition with each other. We need a Thomas and Susie separate channel. Yeah, stick a do not disturb live stream in progress on the door. That'll sort them out, Harvey. I'll tell you what, this stout is very nice. Oh, you doubled with Chris, did you? Chris should know it's his radio. I mean, he should know what these capacitors measure, shouldn't he, really? That's quite a good picture from that camera today, isn't it? This is the camera that I had problems with, this one here. For some reason, the software wasn't recognizing it. And I changed the settings in the software to 1080p, 50 frames a second. And that seemed to cure it, so yeah. New workshop is awesome, plus 20 microfarads for the cap. Great stuff. Pepperidge! How you doing, Pepperidge? Any videos recently, Pepperidge? Mr. Mancave is your biggest fan after that electrifying video you put out. It's brilliant. Ah, dear. Pete Carter? Peter, how you doing, Peter? 50. You're not a nasty person. I'm sure you're not. I've still got to bring this fluke down to see you, Aston. I really would like to get this fluke scope meter working. If not, it's just going to have to go on eBay spares and repairs because it's such a lovely bit of kit. It's a shame to chuck it away. Too busy work? Yeah, I know the feeling, Pepperidge. Exeter Labs or Dexter's Lab, Aaron? Right, are we ready? Let's do it then. So we've got another high ESR, but 45.12. 45.25 from Derek. 45 dead would probably beat that, wouldn't it? 44 from Aaron. 45.25, have we got anybody closer than that? Well, Benji coming with 45 at the end. I don't know, Benji. Just under the wire. Slow on the uptake there, Benji. Oh dear, do we accept Benji's? He was after I called it. Oh, it's definitely Exeter's Lab. I'll look that one up, Aaron. Is that Exeter as in Exeter in Devon? Okay, so that one, you know, 2 ohms ESR is a bit high for 33 microfarads. So we've got another 1 at 50. Now, these are pretty bad last time. A 1 at 50 then. 1 at 50. I shall have to look that up then, Aaron. Thanks for that. You had 45 as well, David, did you? Well, David. Apologies for not seeing that. No, you had 46, David. It might have been a slip of the finger, David, but I definitely just pasted in there 46, look. So this is a 1 microfarad now. Oh, no, sorry, apologies. This is a 0.47. This is a 0.47. This is a 0.47 at 50 volts. So if you want to have another guess, I'll ignore the first lot. Your TV must be behind. Yeah, it's lagging a bit, Benji. I don't think I've got it on low latency today. I think I've got it on normal latency, so there's quite a bit of lag. So it's 0.47. .55. There's a lot of .55s here. You remember in the last one I tested, aren't you? Clever swords, aren't you? No lag there, Aaron? No lag there, Chris. I'm pretty sure there is a lag on it. Yeah. So I'm on normal latency. So if you look at my screen, this is my live streaming YouTube studio screen. Down here is our stream latency. You can see, just about see it grayed out there, but normal latency. Normally I put it on low latency. The problem with low latency is I lose the closed caption. So anybody else that wants to listen to it in another language, or that needs to have the captions on the screen, then they can't hear it if I record it in low latency. So normally set it to normal latency, and then anybody can play back the captions on it. I don't know, the source language is English. I think it does translate to other languages, if it can translate Devonian, that is. Unlikely. 22 seconds, Joe, is it really? That's because it's got to go across the water, Joe. That's what it is, isn't it? It's across the pond, so you've got lower latency over there. No, higher latency. Right, let's do it then. Oh, ho, ho, ho. He's 0.51, but it's very high ESR. So who had 0.51? We've got a lot of 0.55s. 5.7. So 5.5 is lowest at the moment. 4.53. Oh, you're going to have to do the maths for me. It could be Pepperidge. It's a toss-up between Pepperidge, Sandra, and Chris. Pepperidge, Sandra, Chris. Multi drew the line. Thank you, Multi. A lot of water. Yeah. I think it's Pepperidge, isn't it? Is it 40? 25? No, it's not. It's going to be a draw. Actually, it's Nick. Nick, Chris, and Sandra all at 5.55. Afternoon, Mick. How are you, mate? Are we doing well? It's Sandra, Nick, and Chris all put 0.55 pretty much all at the same time. The 5.5s have it. Yeah, it took me a while to do the maths, Multi, but I got there in the end. Right, okay, so that one's knackered as well. It's surprising this radio actually worked, wasn't it? What have we got next then? Another 3.3. Another 3.3 or the first 3.3? I don't know. 3.3 then. 25 volts. Another one of these unicorn ones. Not unicorn, unicorn. 3.3. George! How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Hope the good lady's okay. Give us an update on Maggie, George. Is she okay? First win for San, yeah. 6,700 picofarads. Don't make me get my capacitor chart out, George. You're back. Where you been, Rob? More dinner? You been eating again? Well, good news, George. Give her our best, mate. Well, give her my best anyway. I'm sure the rest of us here will wish her all the best. You're not still riding them scooters about, George, are you? Scary stuff, that is. Scary stuff. And delivery robots as well. It's a different world up there. Up there in the smoke. It's a different world. Right, let's do it. Let's push the button. Here we go. Are you all ready? There, I've done it. I pushed it. Okay, high ESR 4.74. Oh, not too bad, is it? 4.2 for Brett, 4.45. 4.2. 4.2. 4.45, Derek. I think it's Derek, isn't it? Yeah, they scare me, George, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know if we can accept Rob's. That's a late one, Rob. Oh yes, Pepperidge, 4.765. Awesome. Gotta be. You must have had inside information there, Mr. Pepperidge. Still on dial-up in Devon, yeah. Yeah. No fibre here, Pepperidge. We don't have no fibre optics here. None of that fibre rubbish. We don't like any of that. The only fibre we got is in our cereal. How about another 3.3 then? Another 3.3. So this is in the early IF stages, all of these. So these will certainly affect the gain if they were leaky. You want another 10 mile an hour out of them. I'm sure you could bodge them, George, to make them go faster. I'm sure the local council wouldn't be happy with it, but... So another 3.3. Same thing, Unicorn, exactly the same cap. $3.99999 recurring, Brett, is that? We still build our own scooters out here, George. Plank of wood and 2 old roller skates. Just the job. Some handlebars off an old bicycle. Job done. 60 mile an hour. Bloody hell. That would be mental. There's no way I would go on one of those at 60 mile an hour. No way. I mean, they're fast enough as it is. 60 miles an hour on a scooter. You're 4.7. Was that high, Rob, or 4.7 meters? Right, should we push a button? Let's do it. Let's push a button. Ooh, 4.46, that one. 3 ohms ESR. 4.46, 4.5 for multi. You know things, but not the right things. You should have gone with the same pepperage. 4.46, you had 4.7 last time. Is it Derek? 4.5 multi. Multi. I think it's you, multi. 4.5. Yeah, Derek was 4.56. Mr. Multi. 3.8 kilovolts. Colin Furze, his videos are awesome, Aaron, aren't they? I've watched nearly all of his stuff. His tunnels and that under his house are fantastic. But some of his projects are a bit over the top, really. He's got a souped up mobility scooter. Dear, oh dear. I've not seen that one. If it's a recent one, Aaron, I won't have seen it. I've not seen a lot of YouTube recently. I've been trying to catch up with Vince's Rolls Royce videos. And the Man Cave. Been catching up on the Man Cave stuff. I haven't watched that either. Okay, 10 microfarads next. First 10 microfarads we've had, I think. 10 microfarads and another... No, this is a different... This is a YDS. YDS cap. Strange. 10 microfarads, 10 volts. 1010. 1010, do we do it again? You have a guess on that one. I'm going to take this next one out, you know. Oh, it's waxed into hell, isn't it? It's wax city, this one. 1010. Seems to be over here. Ten. Charles, how are you? A 1,000, Ben? 1,000 farads or 1,000 microfarads? Flipping heck. 1,000 picofarads. Yeah, try and negotiate dial cord again. That's that one. Are we all done? 1 megafarad, George. Hit the like button on my code. You'll sneak into your house and seize your radios. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, people. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see a bit more information, a bit more behind the scenes stuff, then join my Patreons or channel membership. Let's do it. 10 at 10. Oh, hello. Oh, have we got a dodgy leg on the cap? Let's just clamp him on a bit further down. Wow. That is kaput. It's almost like I haven't got a lead connected. Let's try it on the multimeter. So at the moment it's 0, nothing. It's not even a capacitor according to the meter. Was my meter gone crazy? Let's get the this one up. I'll try it on this. Actually, we should use the LCR meter really. I can't find it at the moment, so we'll just try this one. Stick up capacitance. Let's get the glare off of that. Let's just okay. So that's measuring 0.29 nanofarads. What? Let's see if I can find the LCR meter. There we are. .404 capacitor not recognised. You don't like that one, does it? This one is absolutely shot, I think. Let's try it on the LCR meter a minute. $127 picofarads. So did anybody get 127 picofarads? That is absolutely shot, isn't it? Aaron, what's been deleted? Capital letters, Aaron. Again, no, naughty. Yeah, the radio was working with that capacitor missing. Unreal. Absolutely shot. Makes you wonder what it's going to work like now with all these caps in it. Probably need an alignment. We'll just send it up to George for a swept alignment. Okay, so that one was absolutely knackered. I mean, that's basically not a capacitor. So whoever said not a capacitor, you were right. So let's just paste Aaron's message back in there. 71 miles an hour on a mobility scooter. It's an X-Parrot. They are all knackered, George. These grey things, I mean, Roberts fitted them to some of their radios. These Unicon things are rubbish. Right. Onwards. Let's try another one. Let's try another one. Let's try another one. Next up, a 1 at 16 volts. 1 microfarad, 16 volts. This is one of them YTS ones, or whatever it's called. YDS. Young dead squirrel. Van der Poel will be world champion. Ah. Was that the cap sitting on the wrong silk screen mark? No, I think that was the 10 microfarad, wasn't it? That was on the wrong silk screen mark. I think. Or was that the 10? I can't remember now. I've just chucked it in the pot there now. I think that was a 1, wasn't it? Well, that's the last of my beer gone. Gone. I think that was a 10 then, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe that was the one that's on the wrong silk screen. You reckon this one will be dead also, Ben? Ben is going for dead. Let's try another. Well, let's pull this one. I forgot that I did that cap. This is really the era of radios when they started cheapening them out a little bit, wasn't it? And started penny pinching. 100 at 10 volts there, okay. You know, they're really close to the cuff with 10 volt caps in here, aren't they? I'm going to chuck a 16 in there. Tight kits. So trying to do the cheapest of the cheap. Pardon me. I'm just doing the other 2 caps while we're waiting for people to catch up. So are you all done on the 1 microfarad? Let's go then. $1.5, 2.6 is probably about right for a one microfarad. So that's probably not too bad a cap, that. So we've got anybody around 1.5. 1.3 for Brett, 1.33 for Thomas, 1.35 for Multi, 1.65 Andy B, 1.66. Well, that's probably Multi at 1.35, isn't it? I'll let you do the maths on that. You think it's Andy? What did Andy say? 1.65? Is 1.35 or 1.65 closer? I don't know. You'll have to do the maths on it. Guy made a 4-wheel off-road scooter for his wheelchair-bound girlfriend from a pair of electric bikes. Flippin' heck. That goes mental, Charles, that's bad. Nice arc on the way to the bin. Okay. That was that one. So our last cap from that little batch is another 3.3. Another 3.3, people. Well, you have a guess at that one. I'm going to pull the last cap out and then we can do the last two. 3.3. The last cap is this weird and wonderful lemon long-legged thing. It goes right over to the switch bank. So we're going to need to do some jiggery pokery on this one. So yeah, 3.3 at 25 volts. Another one of those unicorn things. So this is a bit of a stretch. Get off. Wires everywhere. So I'm just disconnecting the last cap. I don't think we're going to be able to get, let me get my eyes on there. Just have a look. Where that is connected to. Well, there ain't no way I'm going to get another cap in there. So 3.3 axial. Does the radio work? It does work at the moment, George, amazingly, with dead capacitors in it. It's not the most sensitive radio in the world, which is, well, all these caps I'm testing now are in the IF section, so it definitely would have affected it. But it does work of a sort, although it wasn't very sensitive, so this would be the reason. Ow, bang me a little air blow. Have we got any 3.3 axials, I wonder? Yes, yeah, it is amazing that it worked, to be fair, because some very high ESR caps in there, and that 10 was absolutely shot to pieces. I wonder if I can get that in there. This is positive to the can. I'm just in the background removing the axial cap that goes across to the volume pot. Well, it goes from the volume pot in. Well, it goes from the switch to the volume pot. So quite a critical cap. I'm expecting this radio to be absolutely phenomenal when it all goes back together. It ain't going to go back together today, but it will go back together fairly soon. Right. Okay, are we ready? Let's do this one. So that is reading 4.6 at 2.4 ohms. We've got multi at 4.5. $3.99999 recurring. 4.6, anybody? Any 4.6s on here? Oh, is it multi again? Multi. Excellent. Okay, and the final one, not the final one, the second from last. Now this, I've just pulled this one out from the RF section. This is a 10. This is a 10 at 100 volts. Sorry. Let's get the goat in for that. I think we need the goat in for that, because that was totally wrong. Let's try 100 microfarads at 10 volts. Jeez. Anybody think I'd have been on the beer all day long? 10 microfarads. Sorry, 100 microfarads, 10 volts. Damn, sort yourself out. $100 microfarads. Just gonna worm this one into the radio while you're guessing. If I can find my forceps, which have disappeared off the face of the earth. One of those. 100 microfarads, microfarads. Right, I've just done the last cap. So how are we all doing on the 100? Are we still going? 180. Good stuff, Ben. Good stuff. Got Mrs. Cruncher playing darts now as well. Mrs. Cruncher plays every Friday night. She's doing well. She's doing well. She keeps putting herself down, but she is a good little player, really. Would it be handy to see the red lines on the radio's schematic? The red lines, Matambly? Well done, Multi. You hit the ESR up a tablet, brilliant. Multi can see the future. 138, 135, 98, 4.7, Rob? .0096 megafarads. George, I can't work that out. I think I am. Oh, I see what you mean, Matambly. Yeah. Okay, here we go then. Here's the 100. That's not too bad. That was all right. 123.2. 124 for Derek. Is it Derek? Gotta be Derek. Surely 125 for Aaron. Derek Taffman, 124. Simunion no Cilantro. What? Millifarads, George. Oh, dear, I think that's Derek at 124. So our last one, which I've just done, is this unicorn, not unicorn, unicorn, and this is a 3.3 megafarad, microfarad, 3.3 microfarad, 25 volts. Let's get this one hooked up. So I've just done those. Well, so that's the little blue one I've just changed there, look. And the other one I changed was this one up here in the RF section. That was the 100. So that one was okay. Is this one going to be all right? I don't know. I think that is it then for caps. I'm going to search around because it's very difficult. It's so densely populated, the board. It's difficult to see whether we've got any more lurking in there. I think I've got them all. By gum, he's got them. Catch you in a minute, Pepperidge. Okay, how are we doing? Are we nearly all there? 3.3 microfarads. Axial unicorn. I've got the milk stout inside me now as well as the finger. So we're all good. I think I can turn off the desoldering tool now. So much quieter with that new fan in it. Let's see what them doggies are up to a minute. Mrs. Cruncher's had to shoot into work today because they've got stock takes. I think the doggies are home alone. Hopefully she's left the back door open for him. There's Coco. Hi Coco. You alright, mate? Has Mummy left the back door open for you? Oh, she has. Look, there you are. You've got the door open. Right, how are we doing on the 3.3? I'm just going to skip to the loo quickly, and then I'll be back for the verdict. Managed to drop the microphone there and turned it off, so I'm back. So let's get up and push the button. Wait, Maddie, what have you got for Daddy? Is that Mummy's slipper? Oh, is it? Is that Mummy's slipper? You talking to Daddy? Yeah? Yeah? What are you saying? What are you saying to me? What? 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 That's Maddie talking to me. She's got Mummy's slipper in her mouth, so she can't talk properly, but I think she's telling me she needs a walk. Right. Okay. Here we go then. Are we all ready? One of the breakfast burritos. I don't know. So, has everyone had a go? You've never been all there, George. Not switched on. Are you off to see the darts in Leicester in October? Which one's that then, Sandra? How good is the wife on the checkouts? She's pretty good, Aaron. Been doing a little sort of practicing at home, and yeah, she's pretty good. She says she ain't no good, but she is. She's doing well. Right, let's push the button then. Let's push the button. Your fan on yours would be noisy to start with, Rob. That's the problem. They were made like that. Here we go then. Ooh, hell. What? What? Look at the ESR on that one. Wow, that doesn't seem right, does it? I almost don't believe that. It's got to be right, isn't it? 23 ohms ESR. So who had the closest to the microfarads? 5.21. So we've got Bob Anderson on 5.8. 4.7. 4.7, is that closer? I don't know, it's a toss-up really between Aaron and Bob. You'll have to do the maths for me. You'll have to do the maths, but that is absolutely shot. It's in spec, is it? Your daughter's booked it. She's visiting us from Australia, so you don't know. It'll be on the PDC calendar, Sandra, I expect. That's great. I'd like to go and see it live. We've never been. 4.7's closer, Bob. Okay. Got to be Aaron then. Good enough for Robert's radio. Yeah, it's good enough for Robert's, isn't it? Yeah, it would probably make it sound better, George, being so out of spec, wouldn't it? It would probably make it sound a lot better than that. So there we are. That one was absolutely shot, and that was on, I'm sure that's on the volume pot, you know. I don't, is that on the earthy side? Can you remember we were having problems with the volume pot as well? I wonder if that was the issue, because the capacitor that I've just done is literally just there, and there's your volume. There's the volume potlet, and that goes over to this big switch bank. So maybe that was the problem with it not switching on. Because can you remember it was switching on and off occasionally, and it wouldn't. But then saying that, that's not the. No, shut up, Graham, you idiot. That's nothing to do with the switch. That's the actual potentiometer. Ignore that. Ignore that nonsense. That would have definitely affected the volume, though. Let's have a look at the schematic on that. I'm interested to see what that cap was actually doing then. See if I can find it. Game over. I think I fitted an 18-volt fan instead of the one that came with it, from memory, Rob. You'll have to play back the video where I fixed it, because I fixed it on a live stream. Mac Vision afternoon. Let's see if I can find it. That's not Mrs. Cruncher back, is it? Oh no. Panel switch panel. That looks like a hacker circuit diagram. Yeah, it is. It's not that. World Grand Prix. Oh, very nice, Sandra. Anthony, how are you, mate? Oh, So we should have sound. We should have sound. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Sorry about that, people. Another humongous cock up. Excellent. Well done, Graham. Top marks. Let's pop that up on my computer bench there, so you should be able to hear me now. No, the battery's gone in the actual receiver. The transmitter's fine, but the receiver battery's gone. So, being that's rechargeable, I can't fix it. Cussing a lot. Yeah, batteries are gone in the receiver up there. We're back. So as I was saying, the local. Did you hear what I was saying? The local darts championship to us is up in Butlins Minehead, and it's like well over £1,000 for a chalet. I think there is tickets available for locals, but we're not local to that really. Anthony's good, but he's been watching and catching up on fixing music recordings, but my sound is gone. I think I'm back anyway. Don't forget your DAC 90. I haven't got a DAC 90, Chris. I've got DAC 90A. Would you like one of those? HFU. Goat time. Okay, I'll give you the goat live in your ears. Like, here you go. You wanted the goat. Ready? How'd you like that? That's a bit of close-up goatage. Oh, I've done it again. Whoa, steady on, goatee boy. Town names of the US. DAC 90A. DAC 90A. 90A is the better one. Less asbestos in the 90A. Well, as I say, that cap is absolutely knackered, so that overall was a good job done, replacing all the caps in that. Took a while, Chris, didn't it? But got there in the end. So we are now fully recapped. I was going to check. That's what I was doing. I was trying to check it, wasn't I? You shot the goat. Let's see if I can find the schematic for this a minute. Butlins in Minehead. Billy Butlin's place. Did I download the schematic though? I don't think I did I? Downloads. Yeah, I can't remember where I had the info. I think Chris sent me the file over, didn't he, on email? Let me see if I can find my email. Let's get the see if I can get the schematic up. Oh, it's going to want to send me a blimmin'. Just do a search on here. On here. For Chris. earth is going on out there now? Oh, it says that next door's got a trolley jack underway. Let's see if I can find Chris's email with the right, okay. Here we go. Let's download them, Chris, this time. Right, let's just turn these around the right way. Find the schematic. And try and zoom in on this lot. So the volume pot's going to be down here somewhere, I would think. Tone vol, tone and volume. Tone and volume. Where's the volume? That's a volume there, look. So one side goes to ground and the other side goes... Ah, this is the cap here then. That's the input. Can you see this? So that's taken the signal from the other end of the radio in to the amplifier. So that one being knackered would really cause an issue. So we should certainly have better volume now. Yeah. Following that back through these switch. Oh God, switch city on this thing, isn't it? We're gonna have to try and clean these switches up somehow. There's not one single picture for all the switches, is there? There's just switches. You can see all these little black dots everywhere. There's switches all over the place. Big switch here, switches. There's loads. So we're really going to have to go through it all and clean all these switches. Ah, okay. Aaron's off. Grand Theft Auto. Brilliant. Cheers, mate. Thanks for dropping in. Okay. Great snoring. Sounds boring. Skeg Vegas. We have got some funny names over here, haven't we? So yeah, you've had a quick nosy into the schematic there. Not many lows on the mic, all mid-range. Yeah, I'm not sure what I've set this mic. Well, I haven't set anything up for this microphone because I've literally just chucked it on there. I don't even know if there's any settings on it. Let's have a look. General audio settings. It looks like I've got a 10 millisecond delay on it, so it should be pretty good. Compressor. Have we got any compressor on it? We're not got a compressor. If I enable the compressor, then tell me if the what am I trying to say? If the speech improves. So here we go. Putting the compressor on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The compressor's now on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Compressor gone off now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going back on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Compressor or no compressor? That is the question. So compressor is on at present. Back. How's the repair going? We've got some dodgy caps in there. No compressor is better, is it? So I've got compressor on at the moment, but you're saying no compressor is better. Dorf's the only one to comment at the moment. Sounds the same to you, Multi, does it? I suppose if you got some headphones on, it might sound a bit different. Same. You cannot hear any difference. Nobody, same to you. No difference detected at all. Okay, fine. We'll leave it on then. Mind you, I think it's not got any ratio on it. If I pump the ratio up on it, let's bump the ratio up. How about that now? So I've altered the ratio on it now. It basically wasn't really set, so I've got a bigger ratio. Ken Surtees, I can. Low end just a bit thinner than the original make. Half compressor sounds best. So now I've got pretty much half. No, it sounds no difference. It must be something different. I don't know what it does. I'm messing with it. No difference at all. Okay, let's just turn it off then. Turn the compressor off. The compressor is now gone. EQ, here we go. This is where we can alter it. So, do I need a new mic system, Thomas? No, not really. If we look on my screen, I'm sure you can now see my screen. So this is the EQ. If I enable the equalizer on it, I can bump the mid-range up. Look. So bump the mid-range up. It's bumping it up, bumping it up. Whoa, we're peaking a bit high now, look. We're getting loud. We can bump the bass up, look. Make it bassier. And we can pop a bit of treble on the end of it. How's that now? I like a nice wavy graphic. How about that? That's probably shocking now, is it? Look at Starship Enterprise. It's a lovely microphone, this. It is peaking a bit high, mind you, so I probably need to just ease it back a little bit because I'm quite close to it. The compressor is off now, Charles, to be fair. It's clipping a bit, so we need to just adjust the master volume look down a little bit. So let's go down with that. That should be a bit better now. Hopefully. It's still peaking a bit high. Let me just turn the gain down on the back. Right, okay. That should be a bit more acceptable to your ears with a bit less gain on it. And bump it up a little bit. That's about right. I like to mess with these things. You're listening through the phone. Nasty. That's awful. That's low. Had to turn your miracle ear. Let's turn the equalizer off. Look, there we go. Back to normal. Back to normal. And I've turned the levels down a little bit as well. So that should be much nicer. Turn it up a little bit because it isn't as loud as it was. Is that... Man, I can't remember which way's which now. we'll leave it at that. I like to mess about with these things. So we're back to normal. We're back to how it was. Alright, where were we? Where were we? So I'm probably a bit close to the microphone as well at the moment. I need a boom mic holder for this really, so it can go up high, because it's microphonic. So if I tap the desk, it's very microphonic. Normal is good. So we're back to normal. Okay, so we've got a few little jobs to do to this. We've got some switches to clean. It's a lovely little RF unit in the box there. Got to be careful with these switches. I need to probably give them a good old dousing with switch cleaner, but got to be careful because I don't want to go over the top. Got a huge great switch down here. That I believe is the band selector switch. Could do with getting some switch cleaner into there. Be extremely difficult to get out of the case because it's all crimped in and there's all sorts of nastiness going on. So yeah, here's the massive great switch. There's loads of wafers in there. So many wafers we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wafers in there. So they're probably going to benefit from a bit of a cleaning. Now, I did say I was going to take the volume pot apart, didn't I? Because we did have intermittent volume on there. It went intermittent on-off switch, wasn't it? We've got our little bulbs there as well. They're directly off of the battery input. Positive and negative. So yeah, what's the view on cleaning these wafer switches? I mean, oh, I can hear a twang of dial cord then. Do we give them a squirt with a bit of Servisol, do you think? More wafers in a Kit Kat. You're listening with an accent. Who said about my accent? It's a bit low now. That's because I'm a little bit far away from it, to be fair. I can bump it up on the master control. How about that, Christoph? That's probably a bit louder for you now. I'm talking away from the microphone, that's what it is, because the microphone's over in front of the computer, and I'm sort of looking at this and talking, so... Spray and pray, Derek, is it? That doesn't sound good, does it? Spray and pray. Let's do a bit of switch cleaning then, and then we're going to call it a day for today. I need to go and get some tea. I don't think Mrs. Crunch has done me any tea today. Dear oh dear. Right, let's do a bit of... We've got the old Servisola Super 10. You give that a squirt down through the wafers. Can we get to the back side of the wafers? Yes, we can, because it's got switches on all sides here. So you can see the back side of the wafers as well. Buried under this massive wire. Now, what's this? Which was this one for? Let's just see if this one will fit. Let's give it a bit of action. Let's give it a bit of a workout. Well, that should have sorted that one out. Plenty of overspray on the board. Nice. Okay, we want some deoxit fader F5. Conductive plastic faders and controls. Good stuff, this. Danish, thank you very much, mate. Cheers, Danish. Hose it down. Depends on everybody's speakers. Rob, you're on a phone, so surprised you're not on the laptop. What's that one? Can we get into there, I wonder? What is that? That is, I don't know, that's a tone control, I think. Maybe just squeeze a little tiny bit in that crack. Yeah, a little bit in there, a little bit in the volume pot. You are very tarnished. Let's give it a little workout now. I don't see any way into the on-off switch on the volume. Hopefully that's got through there. Definitely got into the squelch pot. Cracking little radio, this. A real good find, this one, Chris. I don't know how long you've had this. Whether you've had it from new or whether you picked it up on eBay. Right, that's that done. We need to try and get some switch cleaner down this switch here. And Sod's Law would have it. We'll keep hearing a twanging noise. Stop the twanging. We need to get some switch cleaner in this thing here. And Sod's Law would have it. We've got an inductor smack bung on the end of the thing. It might even pay me to take that inductor out. How many wires are on that? Yeah, too risky, really. I reckon I can just about get the nozzle in there. If I fire it in the end, let's have a look. That definitely needs some lubricating. Yeah, so if we just bend the nozzle the other way around, just put a little tiny kink in the end of it and make a fingernail. Look at that. I should now go right in there. There we go. Okay, so that's this one here. So you get a knob on that one. Give it a workout. Brett's off. Cheers, Brett. Thanks for joining us, mate. Glad you've enjoyed it today. We aim to please. Okay, that's that done. So that's all the switch banks done. The potentiometer's done. So any of the little toggle switches on this thing anywhere? I feel like we've got those little tiny toggle switches. I don't think it's got any on here, is it? A very dirty headphone switch. We're going to have to sort. It's going to have to be cleaned manually, I think. You know, the only other thing outstanding really is this volume pot. The problem is if I pull that apart and lots of springs and everything fly out, then we're in all sorts of trouble. That's this one here. Cheers, Mick. Catch you soon, mate. Shove a copper wire in it to keep it from flattening closed. Oh yeah, good call, Assembly. Danish, thanks very much for the tip, mate, if I didn't already say so. Yeah, I tend to put little. Again, if you squeeze the end with the pliers as well, you can flatten it out and make a little better bit of tube on it. Got that's my flattened one there. That so I've got a flatter one there. That's quite good for getting round corners and into little intricate spaces. I've just squeezed the end a little bit with the pliers to make it sort of a flat shape. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, it does it. Yeah, it is risky taking it apart, but I know it is intermittent because when we first had it, the radio wouldn't work at all. Just trying to see if there's any way of getting switch cleaner into it at all. I might try just bending the tabs back and lifting it a little to get the switch cleaner in underneath. I'm going to try that a minute. So best way to get these tabs up is with a pair of side cutters. Let's get you in a little bit closer. See if we can just prise a couple of these up and get some switch cleaner in there. Because this is loose anyway, this volume pot. There's one. 2. Scary Mary time. 3. Right, so it should be able to just angle it up a fraction now to just get a bit of switch cleaner in there. There we go. So I'm going to use the flat straw. Flat straw. Squash it back down quick. Bend the tabs back. Use the screwdriver for that. Hopefully that will clear the tarnish off of it. That's sounding better, it's sounding less metallic. must have got in there. So this one is loose as well, so I need to tighten that. Anything like this. There is another little switch. I knew there was another one. Just there, that one's going to need a squirt as well. Right, so yeah, this one's loose. Let's see if I've got the right socket for that, rather than using the dreaded. Well, it's difficult to get not a spanner in there actually. Difficult to get a spanner in there. So I've got some long-reach sockets here. What's the back? Louisa's our only remaining chicken. So yeah, I'm just going to try and tighten these back nuts here. In fact, I don't even know I'm going to get that in because this piece here is in the way, so I might not even get a socket on it. But let's have a look. No, it's not that. Is it a 10 mil? No, you cannot get. It looks like it's a 10 mil socket, but I can't get one on there because of that. So I'm going to have to resort to the pliers to tighten that one up. Better. There's that one. Just check that one as well. Very close to the dial cord now. There's this one. That one's tight. This one. I'll check them all, because if you got one loose, you bet your life there's another one loose. And that one's a little bit loose. That's better. Okay. There's a lot of flex on the board there as well. Have to be very careful. If someone dropped this, that would quite easily crack the board, I reckon. You save your expensive ones. Yeah, I haven't got any expensive ones, unfortunately, Benji. These are quite good. These are CK Ecotronic, but they were a sort of budget version. I looked at the Nipex ones that Mr. Andrew Ausfer got me originally. That I managed to eventually blunt those. I still use them. I've got them here somewhere. I still use them for little jobs, but these are holding up pretty well, to be honest. They're still nice and sharp. You know, they're flush cutters, which is nice. So there's no bevel on the inside. Flush cutters. Bevel's on the other side of the blade. So yeah, nice set that is. ESD safe, but you know, end of the day I'm not really working on any ESD stuff. Well, I do from time to time, but not very often. So there we are. I've got to put that back together now and give it a test, so we might do that next week. I might do it in the week, but I don't think I'm going to have time this week. I've got a manic week at work this week. I've been asked to go in and do a lot of overtime, so I'm going to be busy. So it might have to wait. So we got the new mic anyway. At least that's working. It's not a new mic, but it's working. Pinch and slip. Cheap and nasty. Right, let me just catch up with the chat because I missed some of it. I think I was up with that. Yes. Mick's gone. Cheers, Mick. Brett's gone. You've lost your tube again. You keep losing them, don't you? It's very easy to lose them. Right, people. Well, that's it for today. I've got to go and sort myself out some tea, I believe. I'm not sure. Mrs. Cruncher's gone and left me. She's left me midstream. So, hope you've enjoyed that today. Good bit of fun with the old capacitor bingo. Certainly we had some really bad caps there as well. So, well worth changing them. Sometimes I get some people say, you know, why are you changing them? But, end of the day, Chris did ask me to change them anyway. But, it proves that it was a worthwhile venture, doesn't it? So there we are. So cheers everybody. Thanks again for the super chats and the tips. And I will see you all next Sunday, I think. Yeah, there's nothing on next Sunday, I don't think. So have a good one all, and see you again soon. If I can sort all my buttons out and sort the microphone out and everything else. Bye for now.